Hi everybody, it's Carolyn. I'm the mom in this mother-daughter team. Elizabeth isn't here. It's Thursday, a day later than we said that we were going to do an updated podcast because I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks and she's not going to be able to be here on Saturday night, the night before we leave, because she's going to a wedding. So we were going to be doing a podcast yesterday. Only she also decided she wanted to have her backpack made. Now, I don't know the name of the pattern. I think we've talked about it before. But she had it completely cut out. And we made it between 9 p.m. and 11:30 last night. And I'm exhausted. She cut it out. I sewed it. She was really good at it. It was fully marked. We had all the pieces, we had all of the hardware, and she was excellent at saying, here, let's sew this next. Okay, let's sew this next. So yes, I was on a production line. I will be putting in clips that she made last night while we were making the backpack. So I'll be doing that. So let me welcome everybody, new viewers, remaining viewers, people who have been sticking with us, people who just happen to find us. Normally there are two of us, and she is probably the more active of the two of us when we're both here because she's got more peppiness than I have, but you just have me tonight. So I'm cpredmor on Ravelry. On Instagram, I'm usually posting as Knitting in Our Jeans. We're going to be going off on the sailboat on Sunday. So I should be posting Instagram pictures while we're gone. And now hopefully this trip will turn out much better than the last 3-week trip that we planned to get to Nantucket. We got as far as Connecticut. My husband developed a stomach virus and we had to come home. He's just really lucky that I'm as avid about the boat as I am because I was able to get him home while he moaned down below. And we got him home in one day, got him to the doctor, and he was fine. Eventually was fine. We're just hoping that this trip turns out to be more of a sailing trip than a rush to the doctor trip. And going up to Cape Cod, I won't be doing much swimming because there's been a number of sharks reported in the waters up there. So it's going to be a boating, sailing vacation. And I'm certainly going to be taking my kayak. So I'll look around. I'll kayak in the harbor. I'm not going to kayak while I'm out on wild waters, but certainly kayak in harbors as long as I've looked out and seen that there's no seals or sharks. And I mentioned seals because the sharks follow the seals in. Seals are a favorite food of sharks. And people look like sharks. People look like seals to sharks, so I don't need to have them confuse me for shark. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. And I have gotten my projects together, and I am here to report that my leafy coat, I have managed to get, this is my swatch. I don't make swatches as big as my daughter does. And I have managed to get gauge on my swatch. I'm thinking that I want to make the medium size, only because, well, the 48, I'm going to have to think about this. The 48 would give me easily 8 to 9 inches of ease. That, you know what, that may be sufficient. Change my mind. Going to make the small, and that should be fine. And that way I'll have plenty of yarn. And I have 3 balls of yarn about this size, so I'll take 2 with me. And that should be sufficient as I lean out of frame to get that second one in. My Myrna that we talked about me frogging and start again, I have completely frogged. So my Myrna is ready to cast on again and go. And then I also I completely frogged my Elphaba. Let's see, where is the beginning of this? No. And I have started it again, and I am just about, tonight, I'm hoping that I will be able to join so that I'm knitting in the round again rather than knitting back and forth, because it starts at the top and knits down. So I am almost done, I believe. Yeah, I'll be down to the point where it says create the neckline by increasing at each of the fronts. I repeat, there's an 8-row repeat, 8, 10, 28 rows. I've got 28 rows to go, and then I join. So that is relatively easy to do. The other thing is that we had talked about the cast-on collaborative Christmas advent calendar that was giving support to suicide prevention. And that is on Yarn Cafe Creations. I logged on at about 7:03, and I have bought my advent calendar from them. It is, it's not one of the least expensive ones. It's 38 collaborative artists. I don't know how they're 31 collaborative artists. I don't know how they're going to get 31 people into a 25-day calendar. That's not my problem. Anyway, I've bought it, so we will be keeping you all apprised of what comes in the advent calendar. So yes, that does make 3 for me. And it's only 8/12 now, so maybe there's still some of these advent calendars that you can order. So that is what was on Instagram. And so you can go to Yarn Cafe Creations and find that. And I am not wearing a knitted object at the moment. What I am wearing is a dress that I had talked about, or have been talking about, having bought stretchy material. Yes, this is stretchy cotton. And it is a Vogue 92-93. And yes, I have made the sleeveless version at the moment, and the only thing left to do is actually tuck in the seam allowance, because I have completed the dress. I have done the pockets, 1 pocket, 2 pockets, and I think this is going to be a really comfortable dress to take on the boat with me. It does wrinkle some, but with all of the pleats and folds, I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to, when I finish this podcast and do the editing, and yes, this is going to be edited because we took film clips last night while I was sewing, and Elizabeth took the film clips while I was sewing, and I will kind of put them together and put it up with this live podcast. So after I do that, I will be stitching this in. Now, I did cut out a sleeve and a sleeve cuff for this dress. And what I intend to do is make removable sleeves. So I'm hoping to get the snap tape, and I'll put snap tape all around, and I'll have the smooth portion on the sleeve here, and then I'll have the bumpy part of the snaps on that sleeve piece, so that I can snap it in if I want to have long sleeves on this dress. Very excited about that. The only reason I didn't do it already is that I saw that I could order this by the yard from Amazon, and it won't get delivered in time before we leave on Sunday. And I had looked at this on Monday, so there wasn't enough time. So I've saved it in my wish list so I can find it again, and I will order it when we get back. And then I can have sleeves or no sleeves, depending on what I feel like with this dress. I'm really very excited about that. So I have this to do, and then it's longer than I thought it would be. So I'm going to take it up about 6 inches so it reaches knee length. And I've got a really comfortable dress that looks good. And it worked out really well. So I have a second dress downstairs with stretchy seersucker fabric waiting to be cut out. It is not going to get done between now and Sunday because we have to go work on the boat tomorrow. We have a second water tank that we had taken out because we thought it was leaking. We've not been able to find a hole in it. We've shot it up with compressed air. It didn't seem to be leaking any air. So the water that we had found in the boat must have been, we think, must have been from a previous problem that we fixed since we took the water tank out. So tomorrow we've got hose to attach to this water tank to get it back up to the water fill. And I think there's a water exhaust or a water overflow, water overflow valve that we have to feed tubing to. And I'm sure there's other things. Plus, I want to go make a list of all of the food supplies that we have on the boat so that I get enough at the grocery store. I know I need some taco shells, and then the really fresh things we'll probably pick up Sunday morning, things like egg whites and cheese and all kinds of stuff. So really excited about that. The weather for Saturday is of rain in the evening, but we're not leaving till Sunday morning, so that should have blown through. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll have good weather for at least the first couple days till we can get out to the Cape Cod Canal and wend our way up through to Cape Cod. We're hoping to get to Provincetown. As soon as I know that we're definitely there, I'll start making calls for dinner reservations because it's going to be a very busy time of year, and I'm well aware of that. And other than that, that's about all the news that's fit to print. I wore my Buttercup all day. I love that top. I think I want to make it in a couple more colors. In fact, I can make that top in all the colors. And I really do like the combination wool and cotton. It makes it easy to knit with and very light, extremely light, very breathable. So very happy with all of that. So my plan is to append onto the end of this the various film clips that Elizabeth took yesterday. And then I will post all of that onto our YouTube channel. And then we will likely have an update or a new podcast sometime the week of August 26th. Yeah. The Monday is the 26th. I think Tuesday's the 27th. I actually am on campus and teaching again on the 27th. And I don't, obviously Elizabeth doesn't really know her schedule at that point. So whether or not she can come in and we can have a podcast before Friday or Saturday, I could not tell you. But that's the plan. So lovely to see you all. And I will, hopefully, if I do the appending correctly, you'll be seeing several clips after this of how we put her backpack together. It turned out really well, and I'm thinking that I may take the alligator pelt that I have, that I bought to make a purse, and I may make a backpack also, now that I've seen how really easy it is and how well hers went together. I'm really quite pleased. I think there's a few changes I would make. One of the things, because the backpack that I bought that's really inexpensively made, it does have the zipper that lies, excuse me, my nose itches, that lies right to your back so that people can't open your backpack while you're wandering around. And I think that I might make that change. And I want to put a divider kind of within the lining or made out of the lining in the bag that goes up maybe about 6-8 inches in order to keep some of the things separated within the bag. But other than that, the bag looked really good, looked like it would hold quite a bit. It held all the stuff that she had in her purse/project bag, and she took it to work today. The cork was pretty easy to sew through. We sewed this using her machine, which is also a Viking special, I think. And it worked pretty well. The bobbin was a little hinky in some places, but really it all did very, very well. So I'm quite pleased. So I will say goodbye And hopefully you'll be able to see these appended videos, and we'll see you in 3-4 weeks. Thank you. Bye, guys.